The till problem. In my old business, in the old business I worked for, in Capers, if there was a customer who needed to be served, and you were away doing something else in the shop, because part of your job is serving customers, part of your job is doing other stuff in the shop, like doing the orders, putting the delivery away, that's a big one, stocking the shelves, whatever, elsewhere in the shop. Then, you know, in Capers it was a small shop, and I guess it was a little less busy, so that would change the equation a little bit. But if you're at the till and a customer comes, you can serve the customer. If you're not at the till and a customer comes, first of all, if you're doing something, you're normally facing the other way and you're not really aware of the customer being there because you're doing whatever job needs to be done on the other side of the shop. Most customers who came in Capers would announce their presence, would say, "Hello there, I'm waiting at the till, I'd like to be served, I'm ready now." And then, you know, you're doing your task and you know that you can finish a bit of your task, bring it to a nice cauterization at a certain bit you're doing, like you're putting a certain item on the shelf, like the green item, and you've got like 2 green item on the shelf, 3 green item off the shelf ready to go on. So you say to the customer at the till, "I'll be right there, I'll be with you in a minute, just hold on a minute and I will be with you." And instead of doing everything, you just put the other 3 green items on the shelf, so there's 5 green items on the shelf, and then go and serve the customer. And you know they're there because they told you. It all works completely differently in the workplace I'm in now, which is also a retail workplace. It's a larger shop, a faster paced environment, so those things may be variable, maybe things that decide the outcome a little more. But so I'm there stocking the shelves slightly further away from the till, there's slightly more customers in the shop, but they go over to the till, they have some idea that you're round the corner. You definitely can't see the till because there's giant poster things that for some reason the staff have decided should block off the view of the till from other parts of the shop that don't need to be there. So you can't actually see the till from where you're working, even when you're at the point that's nearest to the till. You're either facing the other way, behind an obstacle where you can't see the till and facing the till, or you're kneeling down and you can't get up in a hurry. And so a customer from a shop comes to the till and they have a vague idea that you're somewhere behind them, but they don't announce their presence to you. They don't announce their presence to anyone. I don't know why this is, because every time in the other shop where I work, the smaller shop, customers announce their presence to you. And it was all sorts of customers from all different places. It's like a varying, maybe it's only people who shop in little Whole Food stores do this, but they knew, I guess it could be a form of politeness or something, they knew that when they came to the till, they should tell whoever's in the shop that they're there so they can be served. Whereas in this more mainstream shop, shall I say, sells all sorts of foods, people come to the till and they just stand there. Even if they know that you're a few meters away behind something and you can't see them, they just fucking stand there silently, and then they get ever more annoyed that you're not coming, but they don't tell you that they exist and that they're there to be served, so you don't think there's anyone at the till and you carry on doing your job. And then invariably the other staff member you're with like shouts, "There's someone at the till." It's like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. Why couldn't the person at the till tell me that they were at the till? And so you go round to them and serve them like that. And you serve them, and you probably serve about 5 to 10 customers at that point, because once they come, they keep coming, because it's a busy shop, I guess. But it's weird how they do it. Like, a customer won't come to the till. A customer will often come to the till when you're leaving the till, and they will always come to the till when there's already a queue at the till. If you are far away from the till doing something, they won't come to the till. If you are near the till but can't see it, they will come to the till. And a lot of times they'll rush to the till. They'll rush to the till as they see you leaving it, Like, they won't give you time to get away and do a bit of your job and then come back to them. They'll see you leaving the till, and that's when they'll make a beeline straight for the till. Like, oh, he's leaving the till, quick, I've got to finish my shopping now. I'm not doing any more shopping because he's leaving the till, and I'm gonna get there as fast as possible. So you've either seen them or you've not seen them, and if you've not seen them, they don't tell you that they're there. And that doesn't, yeah, a lot of that just does not happen in the smaller shop, and it's weird. The weirdest thing is just, they all seem to be like different people from different places, and yet in the whole food shop they'd announce their presence, and in this busy other food shop they never announce their presence. And it's like, are these the same group of people, or are they different sets of people, different kinds of people? Like, why do they not do this? Or is it the environment that's making them act this way? Psychologically, what the fuck is going on? There was something else I was going to say about it. I'm trying to remember. The focus is on rush. Let me just finish the food. The focus on the new shop that I hate is the focus on rush. They have to rush. They think we're a bigger business and we are busier and we have more customers, and our customers are impatient, therefore our focus is to rush extremely fast. And so you've always got to be on edge, like when you're stocking a shelf near the till. Like in the old shop you could just stock the shelf and say, I'll be right with you, and there was no rush, and you could get to the customer and they were patient and they would get served and it would go quickly, because being slow is being quick. I'll do a video on that sometime. Tortoise and the hare is a real thing. It really works in real life. When you're angry, you make mistakes. When you're hasty and fast, you make mistakes, and therefore you do a job slower. When you take your time and you do everything step by step, clearly, carefully, it goes a lot faster. So the tortoise actually beats the hare. The animal you think is slow is going to actually be faster than the animal you think is fast, because you're not actually thinking about it. When people see fast and slow, they're not actually thinking about what that means, because there's more nuance to it. And so someone may appear to be doing something slow, actually end up being way faster in real life if you timed them against each other in an experiment, say. So it's annoying that the focus is on the rush. The staff members and the bosses think the focus should be on rush. So you're on edge, you're paranoid when you're stocking near the till, because like you put an item on the till and you literally have to look around the corner at the till past the obstacle, and then put another item on the till and then literally look around the corner at the till just to see if anyone's there. Because it's like, one item, no one. 2 item, no one. 3 item, suddenly there's someone there. Oh fuck. And then all the other staff members go, there's someone at the till, immediately as you see that there's someone at the till. Like there's someone behind you going, there's someone at the till, get to the till. It doesn't help that the other staff members tend to use me as the person who goes to the till while they sit back and chat and stuff, I've noticed. So I'm the fucking dog's body for that job, which is probably why I'm talking about this as well. So yeah, you're on edge because everyone piles up in a split second. The part of the reason the customers rush is that they've been encouraged to rush by the staff. So the staff have made the problem. The bosses and the staff have made the problem of the rush, and there doesn't need to be a rush. And so the customers have been trained by the staff to rush, kind of against their own will, and it doesn't improve sales, it doesn't improve efficiency, so I don't know why they do it. And it breeds impatience, and also you don't get time to talk to any of the customers, so you become more and more of a robot, non-social. And I think it's also programmed other staff members to talk really fast and really hastily and really impatiently and blurrily, if that is a word, you know, where someone's words are blurred together because they're like, they're trying to say a full sentence in like a second rather than 3 seconds. So they're like, Tom, could you go to the fridge and check the back stock and put the shelf on the backs on the cardboard and the shelf on the back and put it in reverse, please? And do it. Like, sorry, could you just slow down and say that sentence again? Tom, could you go to the freezer and put, okay, I understand what you're saying now. Because they're like being trained to talk so fast and impatiently because they've trained their customers to be fast and impatient and rushed, and that's fed back into themselves to train themselves to be fast and rushed, and nobody needs it. And a lot of times queues build up because you end up being slower, and you end up having customers who dislike you because they think you're being rude or something, when actually you're just being trained to be rushed by the other fucking staff members. It's annoying. In the other shop, you'd be doing a job and you'd know the job of the stocking shelves you need to do. You'd have various points where you could stop. The customer would tell you when they're ready to be served. They'd have quite a long time to look around the shelves, and they'd ask you things, and then I'd say like, give me a shout when you're ready. They'd say okay, and then they'd go and do their shopping gradually, eventually stand near the till and say okay, I'm ready, and then I'd say I'll just be with you for a few minutes. I'd carefully put the last few items in the segment I'm doing away, so there's a natural cut-off point, and go over the till. They'd get served carefully and slowly, and with some talk in between. You get to talk to them and ask them what they're up to, and they'd get to ask you what you're up to. You'd learn something from them. There'd be a queue of maybe 3 people, but they'd also be patient, and it wouldn't take long for you to for the first person to naturally bring their short conversation to an end and step aside for the second person, and then they get served, and then third person, and then you go back to your task. And it wouldn't be like as soon as you're starting to go back to your task, another customer would zoom into the front desk and demand to be served. Like, you start going back to your task, the person entering the shop would see you going over to your task, and they'd use that time, knowing that you were doing a task, to spend time doing some shopping and looking at the items if they're not buying more than one item. So it's very inefficient in this new shop. It creates a bad image on the company. It changes the personality of the workers to be something worse than what they were to begin with. It creates a behavior in them in general that is like rushed and against being social and against taking care and time. And it doesn't increase sales for the shop. It decreases sales for the shop because you breed like resentment in the customers towards you, and like anger and stuff. So yeah, there's I'll have another video where I talk about the tortoise and the hare, and I'll probably mention this a little bit in there. When the focus is not on rushing, then you actually do get stuff done fast. As much of a paradox as it sounds to the normie mind who cannot comprehend such things. Thank you for watching. That was a bit of a retail rant vlog, I guess.